Confidence isn't built in the gym. It's not a byproduct of success, money, or social validation. Real confidence, the kind that doesn't flinch under pressure, is built by what you don't allow. This video breaks down 7 boundaries that forge unshakable self-respect. They're not soft, they're not flexible, they're rules of Stoic self-defense, and if you install them, confidence becomes a byproduct. 1. Never explain your standards to people who violate them. The moment you explain a basic boundary to someone who's already crossed it, you've lost leverage. You're negotiating self-respect, and Stoicism calls that a death trap. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Explaining a standard to someone who disrespected it is like telling a thief why stealing is wrong. They already know, they just didn't care. Set the standard, enforce it. That's it. You don't need to justify your limits to those who trample them. When you stop offering explanations, you signal power. Psychologically, people respect what you protect. If you're always defending your values like a courtroom defendant, you've already given the jury too much credit. Be silent, be immovable. Let your life speak louder than your words ever could. 2. Stop accepting almost respect from anyone. There's a kind of low-level disrespect that flies under the radar. Snide comments, delayed responses, last-minute cancellations, subtle interruptions. It's not overt hostility, it's almost respect, and it's poison. Seneca taught that we invite our own mistreatment when we accept it once. Confidence dies slowly, not in explosions, but in paper cuts. Every time you excuse someone's passive disrespect, you shrink a little. Here's the truth. People know exactly how they're treating you. They're just watching to see if you'll do anything about it. The longer you tolerate almost respect, the more they believe you don't require the real thing. Set the boundary early. Call it out once. If it repeats, withdraw access. You don't owe warnings or rehearsed speeches. You owe yourself the dignity of not being available to anyone who can't show up with full respect. 3. Don't chase closure, withdraw your energy. We live in a culture obsessed with closure, but the Stoics knew better. Epictetus wrote, "It is not events that disturb people, but their judgments about them." Closure isn't about what they said, it's about your refusal to let it be done. The more you demand explanations from someone who ghosted, lied, betrayed, or vanished, the more you place your peace in their hands. And that's not closure, it's bondage. Confidence comes from refusing to participate in unfinished dramas. Cut the scene, walk off the set, withdraw your energy without fanfare. Psychologically, it's called an internal locus of control. Philosophically, it's called freedom. Either way, chasing answers from people who hurt you only reopens the wound. Let silence be your final word. Let absence be your boundary. Not everything needs a closing statement. Some things just end, and that's enough. 4. Refuse to play roles that don't serve your integrity. Every room you walk into is trying to cast you. The caretaker, the fixer, the peacekeeper, the people pleaser. Society rewards performance, but the Stoic rejects the costume. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That includes the power to stop playing a role just because others find it convenient. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to be whole. When you notice you're morphing, toning yourself down, softening your voice, taking on emotional weight that isn't yours, you need a hard reset. Those are not sacrifices, they're self-betrayals. Refusing the role is uncomfortable. People will resist, but if your identity is built on appeasing others, your confidence will always be rented, not owned. Dismantle the role, reclaim the person. It's the only version worth defending. 5. Don't engage in conversations that diminish you. There's a specific kind of dialogue that looks casual, but underneath, it's corrosive. It's the passive-aggressive jab, the backhanded compliment, the masked superiority. It sounds like teasing, but it feels like erosion. Seneca said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." That also means walking away from people who shrink you with words dressed as jokes. Confidence isn't loud, it's not reactive, it's strategic. And a confident person doesn't argue for dignity in hostile territory. They leave. When you stay in conversations that mock your progress, undermine your worth, or distort your truth, you're not being polite, you're being compliant. Set the rule. If it's not a space that feeds my character, it doesn't get my voice, it doesn't get my time. Your silence in a room that disrespects you is not weakness, it's an eviction notice. 6. Never apologize for evolving past who you used to be. Growth comes with grief, not because it's wrong, but because other people liked you better when you played smaller. The Stoics didn't believe in staying the same for comfort. They believed in continuous refinement, virtues, the relentless pursuit of excellence. But here's the trap. When you grow, people will call you fake, arrogant, distant. You've changed. That's not an accusation. That's a compliment. You're not here to be a museum exhibit of your past self. You're here to shed, to sharpen, to outgrow outdated versions and outdated company. Apologizing for your evolution is apologizing for maturity, for waking up, for healing. So don't downplay your growth to fit back into rooms you had to fight to escape. Confidence doesn't coddle the past. It builds the future, unapologetically. Let them miss the old you. That version expired for a reason. 7. Cut off anything that costs you inner peace quickly. There's a line in Stoic philosophy that hits like steel. If it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. It's not just a quote, it's a mandate. If someone disrupts your nervous system every time they call, that's not connection, it's chaos. If a job strips you of meaning and dignity, that's not work, it's servitude. The longer you tolerate what drains you, the more you teach yourself to normalize suffering. Confidence grows when you learn to cut fast, not after the 10th betrayal, not after the anxiety spirals, but early. That's how the Stoic protects his mind, with immediacy, with discipline, with discernment. You don't wait for an explosion to leave a building with cracks. You see the signs, and you exit. Not everything needs closure. Not everything deserves one more chance. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is walk, immediately, and never return. Confidence isn't just a mindset. It's not some morning affirmation or alpha posture. It's a boundary system, a defense perimeter built around your values, your time, your energy, and your peace. The more clearly you define your no, the more powerful your yes becomes. The Stoics didn't chase power. They practiced control of the self, of the passions, of the external noise. That's what real confidence is. It's not about proving anything. It's about no longer being moved by everything. So here's your challenge. Pick one boundary from this video and implement it today. Not tomorrow, not when it's convenient. Today, even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable, because your future is built on the small moments where you choose strength over softness. If this video hit something real for you, subscribe now. This channel is for people serious about mastery. No fluff, no gimmicks, just truth. And check the description. We've built powerful tools for personal growth, and they're waiting for you. Become unshakable. It starts now.